was Permata Seni Tari, a group of talented young dancers aged between 8 and 17, nurtured under Malaysia's National Department of Culture and Arts, JKKN. And that was just the beginning. You'll be seeing more of their vibrant energy throughout today's event. So let's once again give them a big round of applause. Thank you. And now we begin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Malaysia Madani and a very good morning. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Johari bin Abdul, Speaker of the House of Representatives. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Utama Haji Muhammad bin Haji Hassan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture of Malaysia. Yang berbahagia, Tan Sri Syamsul Azri bin Abu Bakar, Chief Secretary to the Government of Malaysia, senior government officials, excellencies, members from the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 58th ASEAN Day celebration. Thank you so much. My name is Nani Roslan. I'm truly honored to be your MC for this morning. We are deeply privileged to celebrate this glorious ASEAN Day in the esteemed presence of the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Anwar bin Ibrahim. Yang Berhormat Prime Minister, thank you for gracing us with your presence and for your unwavering leadership in elevating Malaysia's role within ASEAN and the global community. Terima kasih. And now to formally commence today's celebration, it is with great honor that we invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Utama Haji Muhammad bin Haji Hassan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia, to deliver his welcoming speech. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri Malaysia, rakan-rakan Menteri, Tan Sri Speaker, seterusnya tetamu-tetamu kehormat yang dihormati sekalian. Syukur Alhamdulillah pada pagi ini kita bersama-sama berada di dalam Dewan yang mulia ini untuk kita bersama-sama mengingati tertubuhnya satu blok di rantau Asia Tenggara yang dinamakan ASEAN ataupun Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, Persatuan Negara-Negara di Asia Tenggara, yang ditandatangani oleh pemimpin-pemimpin kita pada ketika itu yang mahu melihat supaya adanya kebersamaan dan kerjasama di antara negara-negara di Asia Tenggara ini selepas tumbangnya beberapa kerajaan-kerajaan, dan kita mahu melihat supaya kawasan ini kawasan selamat, berkecuali dan bebas. Maka pada 8 hari bulan Ogos 1967, Allahyarham Tun Abdul Razak, anak Kolman daripada Thailand, Menteri Luar daripada Singapura S. Rajaratnam, Tun Adam Malik daripada Indonesia, dan juga Nicaso Ramos daripada Filipina telah pun bersama-sama menandatangani satu deklarasi yang pada hari ini kita panggil sebagai The Declaration of Bangkok, yang mana ia merupakan 5 buah negara yang telah pun menubuhkannya pada ketika itu. Pada pagi ini kita menyambut Hari ASEAN ke-58. Saya minta berbanyak-banyak terima kasih. Banyak-banyak terima kasih. Thank you very much to Prime Minister. Thank you, sir. You make yourself available. Pagi ini sepatutnya kita ada mesyuarat Kabinet. Selalunya bila Parlimen bersidang, mesyuarat Kabinet hari Jumaat. Tapi kerana kita nak buat Hari ASEAN ni, saya minta Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri, sir, please make way for ASEAN and we can have our Cabinet in the afternoon. Jadi PM, thank you very much again for being here with us, and we celebrate our 58 years of ASEAN. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to welcome you all here today. Today marks an especially significant occasion. We have gathered today not just in the name of ASEAN, but in the name of very creation of ASEAN, to celebrate the very moment that changed the trajectory of our region. In the 1960s, the world was fractured by superpower competition. Among the trampling feet of giants, the smaller, newly independent states, emerging from the dust of the World War II, were extremely vulnerable. In such times, it was visionary act for the 5 Southeast Asian nations of Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand to gather in Bangkok and pledge to navigate this world together. Thus, ASEAN was born into a fragile, war-torn world, a bold experiment in peacemaking and mini-lateralism. And over the past 58 years, with each new member state and each new dialogue partner, we have evolved into an organization like no other. We have set a new standard for diversity in global governance. For Malaysia, ASEAN has always been central to how we engage with the world, through consensus and shared purpose, consistent in our pursuit and inclusive and sustainable Southeast Asia. As the second half of our chairmanship progresses, I'm proud to see that ASEAN has continued to adapt to meet the challenges of our time. The ASEAN Community Vision 2045, our shared future, is our blueprint to build more resilient, innovative, and people-centered region over the next 20 years. It is grounded in today's realities while preparing for tomorrow's needs. This has also been our approach to Southeast Asia's most pressing challenges. We have pushed for principled and practical crisis management in Myanmar, from humanitarian engagement and advocacy for an expanded ceasefire to propose a permanent special envoy to handle the protected crisis. We are focused on restoring credibility to the 5-point consensus and supporting the people of Myanmar in their time of need. And when tensions fled between our neighbors, Malaysia as ASEAN chair convened both parties in Putrajaya and helped broker a ceasefire, one that is being actively implemented, monitored, and backed by ASEAN. Terima kasih, Datuk Sri. Thank you very much. You take the bold initiative to put 2 leaders of Thailand and Cambodia together, and today we have agreed on the ceasefire and we're going to establish the interim observatory team. This is more than diplomatic exercise. It is a demonstration of ASEAN's ability to act and its value as a platform. As our founding fathers knew, peace is not a passive ideal. It is something we must continuously work for, and ASEAN time and again has shown that it is willing to able to do so. As we move forward, let us stay true to the spirit of our founders, to speak as one, to act as one, and grow as one. With that, I wish everyone a very happy 58th ASEAN Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Utama Haji Muhammad bin Haji Hassan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia, for your thoughtful and inspiring remarks. Yang Berhormat Prime Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of ASEAN Day and this year's theme, Towards an Inclusive and Sustainable ASEAN Future, it is with great pleasure to present a special performance by another group of talented young Malaysians, Permata Seni, conducted by Malaysia's renowned singer and vocal maestro, Datuk Shafina Selamat. Please welcome Permata Seni Choir.
So much Let's bring that spirit closer to home, right here in ASEAN. Let's stand together, celebrate our rich diversity, and rise as one Southeast Asian family. Let's stand up for ASEAN.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can, but I can what I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand. by the Permata Sani Choir. Thank you. Their presence here today reminds us that the spirit of ASEAN is not only in the hands of our leaders, but also in the hearts of our youth, who will carry forward our values of unity, diversity, and shared progress. They are our ASEAN future indeed. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. It is with great pleasure to invite the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Amat Berhormat, Datuk Sri Anwar bin Ibrahim, to deliver his address. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister to the stage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saudara Menteri Luar Datuk Muhammad Hassan, Datuk Omar Hassan dan seluruh jentera Kementerian Luar telah memainkan peranan yang membanggakan, membantu bukan sahaja Malaysia tetapi juga ASEAN dalam beberapa. Saya ucap terima kasih. Suri Tiong di pelancongan, Tan Sri Speaker Dewan Rakyat, Tan Sri Johari Abdul, KSN dan semua yang hadir, tuan-tuan yang terutama, tentulah satu kebanggaan dan penghargaan untuk kita bersama dalam ASEAN. Bukan saja merayakan sambutan 58 tahun, tetapi merasa syukur dan juga mencatat kemajuan demi kemajuan. Kalau saya boleh mulakan dengan menggunakan kesempatan ini menghargai wawasan, sumbangan pemimpin-pemimpin yang disebut tadi dalam ucapan Menteri Luar, bahawa hanya pimpinan yang punya pendirian, yang melihat jauh ke depan, yang tidak hanya terikat dengan permasalahan dalaman dan domestik, tapi memikirkan kepentingan jiran, rantau dan dunia, yang boleh menggagaskan satu idea dalam keadaan negara-negara baru mencapai kemerdekaan dan bergelut dengan pelbagai masalah dalam negara dan pertembungan yang sengit dalam apa disebutkan pada masa itu di antara dua kuasa besar. Jadi oleh itu kita turut merayakan dan hari ini mencatat suatu kejayaan kerana sumbangan, pemikiran dan wawasan pejuang-pejuang dan tokoh-tokoh dan pendiri negara-negara dan juga ASEAN. Tetapi cabaran masih berterusan dan kita tentunya akan dianggap relevan sekiranya kita hadapi dengan berani dan dengan komitmen. For once in every decade, the stewardship of this community of nations is passed to us. It is a trust laden with responsibility and no small measure of challenges. Each time the gavel comes to us, so does the expectation that Malaysia, with the support mandate given by our ASEAN colleagues, will help to move the needle, that our year will be one of imagination and progress. This is a challenge we have embraced time and again. We have now entered the final stretch of our chairmanship. In just over 4 months, we'll pass the mental responsibility to my friend, President Bongbong Marcos of the Philippines. Yet much remains to be done in this closing phase, particularly in the lead up to the 47th ASEAN Summit and related summits in October. We now stand at the threshold of the culmination point. What we do in the month ahead will decide how history judges us. Our year at the helm For in the final week of October, our aim is as audacious as it is consequential to deliver ASEAN's largest and most high-profile gathering of world leaders to date. It will be a veritable assembly of the world's principal centers of power and influence. We look forward to welcoming the heads of governments of ASEAN and our dialogue partners, including United States President Donald Trump and I believe President Xi Jinping of China. In addition, we have received positive indications of attendance from Brazilian President Lula da Silva and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who currently holds the BRICS and the G20 presidencies, respectively. But securing their presence is only the first step. The greater test is to ensure that they leave Malaysia and ASEAN feeling their time was well spent. We must ensure that their visit yields results of lasting value. The eyes of the world will be upon us. We must therefore rise to the occasion. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, anniversaries are moments to take stock, to reassess, to reflect on how far we have come and the journey still ahead. And I dare say without the least overstatement that the founders of ASEAN will look to our progress with pride. But we would be mistaken to think that we have outgrown the motivations and concerns of those who signed the Bangkok Declaration in 1967. Adam Malik, Tun Razak, Sisu Ramos, S. Rajaratnam, and Tanat Koban, the founding fathers of ASEAN. They understood this, that the region's first task was to ensure that nations of Southeast Asia could live together in amity and cooperation. They also recognized that Southeast Asia must take primary responsibility for its own peace, its own security, and its own prosperity. That conviction still beats at the heart of ASEAN. It was the foundation of our beginning in 1967, and it remains the measure of our relevance today. Peace between nations, peace within them, these are the foundations of our regional community. We must not take them for granted. Nor can we set aside our responsibility to forge regional solutions to regional problems. Now, the recent escalation along the Cambodian-Thai border reminds us how swiftly tensions can rise when left unresolved. As Chair, Malaysia has worked constructively to facilitate talks between the two countries. I would take note to recognize the support mandate of my friends, Tuanku Sultan Brunei, presidents, prime ministers in ASEAN, who had continuously given the full support and endorsement. And this is a remarkable feat. I'm able to do that with Dato' Muhammad Hassan and the colleague because of the solidarity, commitment, trust, and the friendship and brotherhood of all ASEAN leaders. Thank you again. Yes, we have brokered the ceasefire. And we had the United States of America with President Donald Trump and China supporting this endeavor and recognizing the role of the chair and ASEAN generally. And I think this is unprecedented, remarkable feat, and of course, this shows the strength, commitment, and resolve of ASEAN leaders. But I must also take this opportunity to thank both leaders of Cambodia and Thailand, the cabinet, the chief of the armed forces, here coordinated by Tan Sri Zaini, our chief of armed forces, who had played a pivotal role So it is multi-layered. It's not just the Prime Minister or Foreign Minister. The army and the relationship trust among both our armed forces and ASEAN leaders is remarkable. And it is because of that level of trust and confidence we're able to continue not only to secure an understanding, and I was told that in the history of ceasefires in the world, in the past many decades, if not centuries, this was probably the first ceasefire that worked fast and effectively due to the support of everyone. Yesterday we resolved the final agreement between both the defense ministers and defense ministries after 3-4 days of deliberations by the representatives dealing with some very detailed technical questions. And I must again express my profound gratitude and appreciation for the support. The United States and China has given their commitment to support logistics in this endeavor, but leave it entirely to the bilateral understanding between Thailand and Cambodia, moderated by Malaysia, and when necessary, all ASEAN leaders are given commitment. When and if necessary, they will give their support and do whatever is necessary to ensure that we secure a lasting peace between Cambodia and Thailand. I am therefore extremely grateful to all the players and factors. Okay, Foreign Ministry playing this role together with the Chief of the Armed Forces and the known commitment. Every time I speak to the Prime Minister of Thailand or Prime Minister of Cambodia, I always tell them, look, I have this mandate and the support of all my ASEAN colleagues. And therefore, that gives an added strength to what I have to say, and they have to naturally consider it very seriously. And that's why I think the credit goes to ASEAN as a body, association, and I think if this is a good beginning, it augurs well for the future of ASEAN in terms of attaining this geopolitical strategy. Now, our next challenge, of course, Myanmar. We have made some progress, at least in terms of securing somewhat a ceasefire. And Foreign Minister, together with Foreign Ministers of Thailand and Indonesia, as I understand, will be visiting Myanmar soon to impress upon them to stay on course. Start with an end of violence and cessation of hostilities, and pursue with dialogue within the stakeholders and players within Myanmar, and we in ASEAN would of course do whatever necessary to facilitate that process. The only point I would raise is, because ASEAN ambassadors, leaders are here, is to move beyond securing peace and maintaining centrality in terms of geopolitical understanding. That's why we have moved to ensure that ASEAN would be durable and strong with enhanced economic relations through intra-ASEAN trade and investments, regional effort in terms of energy, grid, and connectivity, which happens to be the thrust of our economic agenda. I believe much more needs to be done. One of the key issues to be deliberated in October would be the economy, intra-ASEAN trade, cross-border investments, energy grid, and connectivity. So let me again thank you to my son and your team and Tan Sri Naini and entire staff in the Ministry of Defence for their effort in ensuring a great future success and peace between Thailand and Cambodia, and through the ambassadors, please convey my respects and satisfaction that from the meeting between Prime Ministers and yesterday's meeting between the two defense ministers, we have achieved what seemed to be unachievable or problems that was considered unsurmountable in the past, but with that trust and readiness to work within the ASEAN framework, we did succeed. So, terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum.
Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister. We kindly invite you to take your seat as we continue with today's program. Thank you once again, Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister, for that insightful and inspiring address. Your words today remind us of ASEAN's vital role in fostering unity, resilience, and shared prosperity. And now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this meaningful celebration to a close, let us continue the spirit of ASEAN with one final performance. Please welcome back to the stage Permata Seni with their final performance.
So bright, standing strong in the light, from dawnlit shores to twilight skies, together spirits high. Rhythms and voices sing, a symphony of hearts
Aku bawa kau keluar ikut pintu ni ya. Terus ke depan. Terus ke depan after that. Okey.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a group photo to commemorate this occasion. We now invite our Prime Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to join us at the front for this special moment. We also invite Permata Seni children to come forward, enjoy our Prime Minister for this memorable photo session. We'd like to invite official photographers and members from the press to kindly take your position on stage to capture this moment. May I kindly ask everyone to stand by your seats and take out the hand fan provided in your door gift bags. As rehearsed earlier on, so we can capture a beautiful and united moment together with our honored guests. All right, let's do this together. Ready with your hand fans? Remember not to drop the first thing at the back. All right, all together now, all smiles. In 3, 2, 1. Let's all shout Happy ASEAN Day! A big round of applause! thoughtfully arranged by our ASEAN neighboring countries in conjunction with today's celebration. We would also like to invite excellencies and distinguished guests